Welcome back to my channel, guys, and it is Secular Sunday, even if my thumbnail doesn't show my original Secular Sunday. Let me explain. So I was Ubering yesterday, and I don't know where I was. I don't remember what kind of church it was, but I saw that church sign saying that, and sort of rubbed me the wrong way, if you couldn't tell. So I had to use it as my thumbnail for, you know, Mother's Day edition and all. And yeah, but this is still definitely Secular Sunday. Don't worry, I will be talking about what I talk about on this segment. But unfortunately, I have to do it in the car today because didn't have much privacy at home to do it. And I have to get started on my day, which includes Ubering again. So thank God for your mother, or for your mom, however they worded it. You wouldn't be here if it wasn't for her. First of all, Captain Obvious, thank you. I'm totally aware of how that works. Thanks for pointing it out though. But yeah, who said that everyone is grateful to be here though? Like, that's my first issue. I'm like looking at it thinking, like, I immediately rolled my eyes in the back of my head when I saw that sign. But then I thought about why, and it wasn't just because it was a church sign, and I'm obviously against the church and everything, but I'm like, you know, there are people out there, believe it or not, that if they had the option to be born or not, they would pick no. I am one of those people. So is that morbid? I don't care. It's the truth, and you know, I like to keep it real and raw for you guys. So that's what I'm doing. I truly believe that, especially with what's going on in the world right now, I mean, this has been going on for ages, but especially right now with the whole shishmortion thing, I actually had a conversation with my best friend about this the other day, and I'm like, you know, I hate when people say, like, and it's a lot of pro-life arguments, that they're like, well, if you're so against shishmortion, then, I mean, you wouldn't be here if it wasn't for your mom deciding to not have one, so you can't be that against it. And it's like, let's dig into that just a little bit. Did I have an option inside her womb? No. Did I have a voice? No. Did I have a fully formed brain? No. It's ridiculous. So it's like the things that people say on the other side of it, that they're like, oh, like, babies don't have the choice, and, you know, humans are, you know, killing human life and this and that, like, they don't have a say-so and this and that. Well, that goes both ways though. They don't have a say-so to be born either. But I guess everybody assumes that everyone wants to be born living on this disgusting planet, and I shouldn't say planet, because the planet's beautiful. Like, you know, obviously there's a lot of positive things about life, and I don't want to take away from that, but if I had the choice, I would have rather been A-worded. Yeah, that's the truth. Like, I don't know. I just feel like, why? I mean, I really don't care. But I mean, I'm happy that I have, you know, what I have in my life and everything, but back then I wouldn't know what I would be missing out on or whatever, like who I wouldn't meet in the future, who I would, like I wouldn't know any of that stuff. So for me, it's just like, because of all the stuff that's going on with, you know, the Roe v. Wade overturning thing, and I feel like this should be a discussion. Like, it may be an interesting one, maybe nobody agrees with me, but yeah, I mean, leave a comment down below if you have any thoughts on that for real, because that was my first thought when I read the sign. So I'm like, I'm not gonna thank my mom for shiz, or thank God for that matter. Like, if I believed in God or whatever, I still wouldn't thank him for my mom. You know, if anything, I'll be like, thanks, in like the most sarcastic way ever. Number two is the second reason why it bothers me is, well, it's more of a maternal conflict I have. I do got mommy issues. I've been told. I see it now. Before, I only thought I had daddy issues with the daddy not around my whole life. But actually, my mommy issues really, really overshadow my daddy issues. And I feel like that is because I never met my dad. So it's not like one of those things that, you know, he was here once upon a time, we had a relationship, it fell through the cracks, whatever. Because I feel like, to me, I feel like that's more devastating. Like, you know, when your parents get divorced, or your dad just up and leaves, or, you know, whatever the case is, that your dad passes away. I feel like that's more devastating, and that's just my opinion. But it's not a biased one, because I could easily be like, no, it's more devastating to not have had one at all, because that's the truth. Obviously, I had a father at one point, in the sense of sperm donor, but yeah, nothing more than that though. So it's like an unbiased opinion, and people are surprised when I say that. Almost everybody is surprised when I say that, but I think that that's really just true, looking at it objectively. You know, I never met my dad. I don't know what it's like to have a dad, so therefore I don't know what it's like to be without a dad. Same, and that kind of ties back with everything I was just talking about with being born. Like, if you don't know what life is and what it's about and what you're gonna have or not have, or, you know, all those things, like, you're not gonna feel anything like negative, because you're not gonna feel anything at all, because you're not gonna know. So anyway, my mommy issues, back to that. So I feel like those definitely overshadow, because my mom is, and always has been in my life, the way she's been in my life, how much she's been in my life, that's debatable, but she definitely has been there physically in my life. So yeah. I don't know if I would thank anybody for that. Happy Mother's Day. But really though, if I did have a close relationship with my mom, like some of my privileged friends do, and I don't mean that in a condescending way, I just, you know, it's my own issues that I'm like, oh yeah, my relationship with mine sucks. But, you know, I am happy for those who do, my hair is still wet, sorry, who do have a good relationship with their moms. So if I was one of those people, I would be like, thank you, Grandma. Why would I thank God? And obviously this is this now is a biased opinion because I am an atheist and I don't believe that the whole story comes from, you know, with Christianity, Adam and Eve, and the whole, like, someone gets pregnant and they never, they were a virgin, you know, whatever, because that makes sense. I don't believe in magic, so we could argue this all day, because if I was to say, of course, well, for my mom, I would thank my grandmother. Then they would be like, well, who would you thank for your grandmother? Her mom. Well, who would you thank for her? Her mom. And I could go on and on and on and on and on, and then they're gonna be like, well, who do you think started it all? Not God, that's who. So that's basically my point, you guys. Mother's Day is triggering for me more now more than ever, just because I've always associated it more with my grandma, even though I know dynamics are different in different cultures, probably, in different, just even families, you know. But when my grandma was around, we did celebrate her, as well as, like, you know, me and my mom. I'm the only, like, kid in the family, so when my uncle was around, like, well, he's a guy, guys, never mind. My cunt aunt, yes, I said that, she has no kids, thank the Lord. I'll thank God for that. So yeah, so it was always just like, if you want to look at different generations, it's me, my mom, and then my grandma, right? So we would celebrate in a way that was, like, not just me and my mom and my grandma. Like, we would all celebrate together in a way that we're, like, celebrating my grandma, you know, if that makes any sense. But now that she's not around, we don't do that, you know. So I don't know, the fact that she's not around makes me obviously very sad on a day like today, especially, and then the fact that it just leaves me and my mom. And I mean, I try to make the best of the situation, because I get it when people say, like, oh, you're lucky you even have a parent, and, like, people have it worse, and that's true. People do have it worse, definitely. Like, some people, you know, don't have any parents, or they have parents, but they're way worse than mine, or, you know, whatever. But see, I don't live in, like, in a way that I'm, like, comparing my life to someone else's. Like, I live by my own means, like, my own experiences and stuff, so I can validate that for myself, that my relationship with my mom is very toxic, it's very draining, but I still try to do my best to be a good person. And yeah, I mean, we're celebrating today, you know, I'm taking her out to lunch, and that's about it. But I mean, I have a gift for her. If y'all want proof, you'll get proof. Happy Mother's Day. But yeah, so, you know, I couldn't do as much this year, and honestly, even if I could, I wouldn't want to. She is, like, the main trigger for my anxiety and other issues, and I think that because this is the first Mother's Day celebrated, well, not just celebrated, it's the first Mother's Day since I've been married, I feel less inclined to do anything for her. I feel less like I care, like, just because the way everything leading up to my wedding, the relationship she had, or lack thereof, with my then fiance, before that my then boyfriend, you know, it was just like, she didn't really care, she wasn't really into it, like, she didn't, I don't know. I was hoping that my wedding day would change things, and it didn't, and that was one of the things I was bummed about the most. on my wedding and left a big stain on my wedding day. And, you know, as much as I try for it not to, it does. So, I don't know. I think that, and then something that happened recently, I asked her for a favor, and the way that she responded to it was just, I'm not gonna get into it because that's very personal, but I do want to wish a happy Mother's Day to everybody of my friends who is a mother, and just, you know, every mother who brought those friends into my life. And yeah, speaking of, I am on my way to deliver something. It's a card to somebody. So scandalous. So I'm getting my coffee. I'm doing that. Then I'm gonna start turning on my Uber app. Hopefully I get something. I started way too late. It's already like 9:40, and yeah, I know a lot of people are going out for like brunch, probably Mother's Day brunch, and like, I don't know what people do, but I'm going at 1:30 for like a late lunch because that's what my mom requested. Yay. So I get to make some money in the meantime before that. I have something in my eye, you guys, sorry. And then we're going to church. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, this may have not been so much a secular Sunday segment, but I think the thumbnail in itself and me indicating that it is a Mother's Day edition will signify like why it's not so much a secular Sunday segment. I didn't have anything really prepared to talk about, any like specific topic, you know, but I just thought that sign was really funny. Thank God for your mom, because without her you wouldn't be here. It's like, that is groundbreaking. Have you ever seen the meme of what's her name from one of my favorite movies, and I can't think of her name. Cool. The Devil Wears Prada. Jesus, I don't know why I can't think of her name. Jesus, give me the answer. But you know who I'm talking about, I think. the lady, the Meryl Streep character, I just don't know her name. Her, and like in the movie, she goes like, florals for spring, groundbreaking. So I thought it was funny because it's like, without your mom, you wouldn't be here. Groundbreaking. Like, it's so obvious, you know? But anyway, one thing that I do know is I hate it when people say, you should thank God because if it wasn't for him, blah, 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 blah. Prove it. That's what I always like to say in return. Prove that to me, and then I'll thank God, and I'll believe in God, because I'm sure that'll come first. That should come first. Believing in God, then thanking God. Yeah, sounds about right. So, like, if it wasn't for God, you wouldn't have this. You wouldn't be able to do that. You wouldn't blah, blah, blah. And it's like, the funniest part is a lot of the things people name off are man-made things. So then it's like, no. Like, I will thank my construction worker for that, or I will thank, you know, whatever the case is. I will thank my realtor for getting me the house that I got, or, you know, whatever it is. And it's like, then they're like, but do you know who brought them? Yeah, of course. That's always the argument. It's always going to be, I don't think there will ever be a change, ever, that we'll see in our lifetime, in this generation, even the next generation. I mean, honestly, probably not ever. But I do want to say before I get off of this is, I did see that there is a rally coming in Chicago for the Roe v. Wade overturning, and so there is a protest for pro-choice people on May 14th. So if you live in the Chicagoland area, I just gave you what you need to know. It says on the website that they weren't sure exactly like where it was going to be held yet and stuff like that, but I do hope that they have like other protest places like around here first. I mean, not first, but you know what I mean, like as well. Because I do have a lot of anxiety driving to Chicago, I'm not gonna lie, and I don't mind going to a protest thing myself, like alone, and I'm pretty sure that's what would end up happening. But once it comes to going to like downtown and stuff, like that gives me anxiety, like driving anxiety and everything. I just panic a lot. So I really hope that they have one in the suburbs. Starbucks is popping, guys. Like every Starbucks I'm passing, everyone's getting their mommy Starbucks, not me. But so yeah, I'm looking into that. I'm trying to wait to see if they announce it or something. Hoping that they do very soon, and that I can go because I really want to go. And I definitely recommend anybody who is anybody, male or female, non-binary people, I don't care, it doesn't matter. Anyone who thinks that it is important to protest human rights, because that's what it is, go. That's what you could do. If you don't have the money to donate, like I don't, to the specific like places that I linked in my description of the other video, I get it, but protesting will not cost you anything. I mean, it might cost you parking if you do go to downtown or whatever, but I mean, I don't know, get dropped off, take it, like, do what you gotta do. But that's something that you can do that can make a huge, significant difference. And people don't think so, but I mean, how do you think that we got, like, the whole Free Britney movement? You know, I mean, I know that's a lot less of a thing to talk about. I mean, not to take away from her experience at all, because I love Britney. I was so involved with that movement. But, you know, it was because of her supporters and the people looking out for her, like, going to those rallies, doing the protests. They were the ones that shined the light that needed to be shined on what was actually going on behind closed doors, and it saved her life, you know? So I'm serious when I say look into it, do what you can, even if you don't agree with it, even if you yourself would never get a shmortion in your life. That's not the point. The point is pro-choice, the choice to have to do it or not. It is not pro-shmortion, contrary to popular belief. And we just need to get religion out of our government. Like I said, I don't see it happening ever, but whatever we can do, whatever like is in our means to do, we should be doing. And it really sucks and it's disgusting that religion is so involved in our everything, in our bodies, and just everything. It's really gross. So I do please beg literally everybody, anybody, to, like I said, do whatever you can. But I'm gonna end this video here. I hope you guys all have a great day. Whether you're celebrating Mother's Day or not, doesn't matter, but have a great Sunday. The weather's nice, at least here in Chicago. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.